The OneStep Miracle. This is Philip Montrose, my wife and partner Jane and I. We help people step up, tap into the heart of success with holistic coaching and healing. And in this short video, I want to share a miracle. And it's just one step because it's hidden in plain sight. So we often miss it. Because no matter where you are now, you can take that next step. It's one step away. It sinks time and space into that next step, which may be the perfect place to be because it's in the now, the only place you can be. It's moving forward, stepping, and we'll talk about different ways to step and how it helps you have that miraculous possibility and possibilities. And let me start by sharing how we took some steps, my wife and I, years ago. And they say that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, and that's a miracle in itself, metaphorically and literally your life's journey, that 1,000-mile journey. And for us, years ago, Jane and I, we wanted to move. We were dissatisfied with our current location in Northern California, and we asked ourselves a question, which I'm going to ask you: if you could live anywhere you wanted to live, where would it be? Well, we asked that very question, and we came up with a place that we had visited in Central Coast, California, that we found very scenic and pleasant, and it got away from the big city and the congestion and pollution and the heat and things that we didn't like. And it seemed just perfect. It was near the coast. Everything was good. Now, how would we get to a place that we had no roots, we didn't know anyone, from where we were to where we wanted to go? Well, it took many steps, many steps, but we kept going, kept motivated, kept going forward, taking that next step and selling our house. And that's a lot of steps, and that's a story in itself. But eventually it sold, and we completed the journey to Central Coast, California, where we've lived now for about almost 20 years, happily. It was a great move. And it was a series of steps, and it worked out really well. Wonderful outcome. So that was our move. Now let me talk a few possibilities about your move. Specifically 4 ways that this one step, taking this one next step, can be miraculous for you. First of all, that next step is very practical and doable. So no matter how daunting the challenge in front of you, how confusing, how uncertain you are, you can still take a step. Maybe gingerly, maybe boldly. You may not know exactly where you're going. You may not have a grand plan or a step-by-step strategy, but you can take that next step. You can. And most of life is trial and error, of course. And that's a lot of steps, a lot of different missteps sometimes, where you learn valuable things in the steps that maybe weren't the best. Then you can redirect your course and take a different step. So that's one value of this one-step miracle. Number 2, your next step grounds you in the now. Now, at times we feel spacey, we feel lost, uncertain, on edge. We're kind of clouded in our mind. We're in brain fog land. And that next step grounds us. It puts our foot on the ground with all that grounding radiation, that positive radiation from the sun and the earth, and even the stars, and it's coming into our feet, into the soles of our feet, into our souls and soulfulness. And we're grounded. We're in the now. We're in sure footing going forward from that spacey place to a more positive, sure place with our feet on the ground. Third, one-step miracle. Your next step provides valuable feedback. Well, we're always getting feedback. We're going in different directions, and some things are going well, some things are not. We want to see if it's a positive step. What are we perceiving from this step, or a negative step? Is it taking us in the direction we want to go, or do we have to change direction? And on a bigger scale, it may be harder to perceive because there are many steps, like our move to the Central Coast, California, how it's going. So it may take a whole bunch of steps before you can evaluate. So you may need a series of steps. The ultimate solution really is unknowable, all these steps exactly where it's going to take you. So you have to have a certain amount of trust in the process and follow your thoughts and feelings and your heart that you are going in the right direction. And if things get uncomfortable, well, you can go in a different direction. Fourth, about the one-step miracle, the next step creates more possibilities. What's possible for you? Well, you won't know unless you try. As they say, you can't convince a jury without arguing the case. You can't get to where you want to go without moving there. So you'll never know unless you try, in other words. And that step forward may have you have more success in your relationships, in your career, in your health. Any area is a series of steps. And you'll enhance your perspective. You'll see different things from different places, see more of what is possible. And that's a wonderful question. What else is possible? If I move over here, what does it look like from this perspective? And it moves you into a greater, richer life. And that's why as people age, they get more experience, of course, and they've taken more steps, they've traveled further. They have a sense of where they started, the beginning, and the freshness of that, and that exploration. They use that in all the steps they're taking to complete the journey of a lifetime. And we use, if you get a little stuck, we use a process we developed called the Miracle Reframe with EFT. Many people have seen this popular little process where we use an affirmation that anything is possible and miracles are happening now. And you can tap that in with EFT, that even though I may not know about where I'm going or my next step, I might be uncertain. Anything is possible and miracles are happening now. Anything is possible and miracles are happening now. And we tap or touch the EFT pressure points. Anything is possible and anything is possible. Miracles are happening now. Anything is possible. Miracles are happening now. Anything is possible. Miracles are happening now. And anything is possible. Miracles are happening now. You may know EFT, or you can follow my tapping points, following by what we call the reset process. Again, this powerful mantra about taking your next step or having miracles, including this one-step miracle into your life. Anything is possible. Tapping across the head, integrating the left and right brain. Breathing, tapping across the heart. Anything is possible and miracles are happening now. Integrating it into your heart. So some final thoughts. As Napoleon Hill once said, it's always your next move. We always have a move forward here. Your next step is going to help you follow your path as it unfolds to live fully. And sometimes you're going to stumble and fall like a child and get up and learn from that, dust yourself off. And you want to travel, we recommend holistically. Be aware of your thoughts and feelings. Are you moving forward or away? What are you feeling about these steps? What are other possible steps, other possible moves for you? And that means opening up your heart and your mind, opening your heart and feeling your way into a greater life, a richer life, a more wonderful life, a more self-actualized life, a more self-transcendent life with these next steps you're taking. So you've taken a lot of steps so far, and you're going to take more. What's your next step?